Hi, my name is Deepa, and I welcome you to this masterclass today, which is titled The Art and Science of Getting Hired. So, today we're going to talk about how to become a job magnet and land your dream job with a great salary in 6 weeks or less. Before I get into the content and share with you the exact process that will help you achieve what I just stated, let me ask you a simple question. The question is, do you want us to help you find your dream job in the next 6 weeks? A job to which you can get up excited every morning, look forward to adding impact at work while earning extremely well to fulfill all your financial goals. Is there something that you are interested in? I'm guessing that since you are here today for this masterclass, this is definitely something that you are excited for. So is the answer yes for you? Wonderful. Let's keep moving forward. Before I share with you the content and how can you exactly go about landing that dream job, I just want to introduce myself. So my name is Deepa. I am the founder and CEO of Engage to Transform. I'm one of the top career transformation coaches, and I help with corporate leaders like you to help them maximize their potential, experience total work satisfaction while earning their dream income and having more time to enjoy life. I also have a rich corporate experience of close to 2 decades, during which I have worked with global clients, global teams. I was a senior delivery executive in my last job with Capgemini. And in that process of working with clients and people, I have interviewed a lot of people. And I know exactly what does it take to say yes to a person when you're doing an interview. So I have converted all of that into a process and I'm going to share the step-by-step process of how do you hear yes from the interviewer or from the organization and land that job. Along with this, I have also published a book called the Career Accelerator Formula. It basically helps you step by step on your way forward and helps you set goals and achieve goals. Great. So let's keep moving forward. And I would like to talk about one of the common challenges that all of us face. And before that, this process that I'm going to talk about today, which is called the Unlock High Paying Secret Jobs. This process is helping clients right now land multiple offers that are perfectly aligned to their passion, purpose, and financial goals. The baseline and principle around which I have built this process is we spend more than 60 to 70% time at work, where we are working and what would it be like to work in a job that you absolutely hate or you don't love or it's not aligned to your long-term goals. So why not spend that time of a majority of your life working in a job, in a career which you absolutely love? So Unlock High Paying Secret Jobs is a process that will help you land a job which is aligned to your passion and purpose at the same time meeting your goals. So we'll help you implement the same, and I'm going to walk through the process in just a while. I was talking about the challenge that all of us have faced till now. Now, one of the biggest challenges that we've all been conditioned since our birth and during our growing up age to take what is there for us. So we went into a school, we went into college, then we just went about and chose a stream that we all thought would work for us, which would give us a good job, some kind of a security, a house, and then a decent retirement, right? So that's how most of us have built our career till now. And which essentially means that we've been very reactive. We've just chosen from what we saw instead of actually introspecting and understanding what really makes us happy and what will keep us happy. So if you ask yourself right now, do you really know what will make you happy at work and what will then sustain that happiness for a longer period of time? Because that is the essence to building a long-term career and not just being in a job. So that's a challenge that most of us have faced till now. And hence, we approach job search in a very random, stressful manner, which results in overwhelm, and we are emotionally drained and we really don't know what we're doing. So it's a very chaotic way of approaching the entire process. And instead of finding a job that is aligned to your vision and goals, a job that will make you happy and will keep you happy, you end up searching for what's available and thus land up in a totally wrong place. Now, one of the other challenges that I have seen with most of the people that I have been talking to and who've been looking for a job is that they start a job search when they're absolutely desperate. So either they have been asked to go, or they have just been laid off suddenly and they don't have anything in their plate right now, or they've been expecting that something is going to happen, but they've just been waiting and hoping that nothing happens. So if we end up searching for a job in such situations where we are absolutely needy and desperate, then forget about following your passion and purpose. Then it's like, I just want a job. And I have seen people come down on the expectations of their salaries, of the profile. They are just adjusting to whatever is available. And, that's not what I recommend, because if you're going to work, then why not work in a place which helps you align to your future goals and dreams. And hence I recommend that start a job search while you still have time, and before you get into that needy and desperate situation, because then you will be able to look at the choices you have and then find the job which actually keeps you and makes you happy. Okay, so let's look at some of the common impact of the ad hoc kind of job search. So the first impact is that most people dread the process and hence continue to stay in a job that they absolutely hate. Again, I have seen people and some of my clients, they've been in the same job for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years and not liking it, but they have no clue how to find the next job or what should they look for in the next job, or they don't even know what they hate in the current job. It's just a feeling that they carry, and hence they continue to stay there forever. The other big impact is that frustration in the current job doesn't only lead to a challenge in the job, it leads to stagnancy, demotivation, and it definitely impacts all areas of your life. The third impact is that people give up the search after a few weeks of randomly applying and getting no calls. And they're just hoping that someday somebody will notice their profile and they'll get a call. Based on research, it is also seen that 70% of the population is passively looking for a job all the time. So if somebody reaches out to them, then they might explore that option and they might even end up resigning from their current organization. And what does that show? That basically shows that they're not happy in their current job. And that is the reason this population is looking for a job. But because they don't know what to do, they are not actively looking for it. So they are passively open for better jobs. Another big impact is that, even if you I would say if you get a call back based on your profile and you do land an interview and you're sitting across the table, but a lot of people have a challenge of not being able to close interviews. And then they end up doubting themselves. They have low self-esteem, low self-confidence. They start questioning their abilities, leading to thinking, if I am equipped enough, do I need to undergo more certifications? Do I need to do more courses? What do I need to do to be able to clear these interviews? Whereas it has nothing to do with all of those things. Acing an interview, a job interview, is a different skill altogether. Now remember that if you're sitting across that table and somebody is talking to you, it means that they think you are qualified, and that is the reason they have called you there. And it is not the lack of your skills or qualifications, but it's about how you approach the process of interviewing which could be making the difference. The other big impact is that even if we clear the interview and we reach the job, final negotiation state, and you do get a job offer, unable to negotiate the best possible salary for yourself leaves the possibility of being able to earn more in the minds of the job seeker. So what that means is, even if you accept the job offer and you get into that organization, after some time you realize others are getting paid more than you are. And so then you're questioning yourself, did I leave money on the table? Could I have asked for more? Could I have negotiated for a better salary? And that is not a good feeling to continue with while you are in the job. And so what happens is, after some time, you're again going back into the market and searching for a job with a better salary. Let's look at some job market statistics. As per the Economic Times report, competition for jobs has doubled, with the average number of applications per job posted on LinkedIn increasing from around 90 in Jan 2020 to 180 in June of 2020. So we're talking about, I'm recording this, during COVID times, during the pandemic. So there is a lot of competition, and for every job that is open there in the market, there are 200, 300, 400 applications sometimes coming. So how do you stand apart? How do you create that differentiator to first get your profile shortlisted and then do that interview and then ace that interview and then negotiate the best job offer? So the competition has doubled. As per a report on the news.com, 80% of new jobs are never listed. Now, this is a very interesting statistic. What this basically means is most of us follow the ordinary way of job searching. So we go to these portals, Naukri, Monster, Indeed, or we go to LinkedIn and we look for open job applications and we just apply there. Now, that what you're seeing in the job market is just 15 to 20% of the actual jobs that are available. The rest of the 80% are not even posted. So you might be thinking that where are these jobs and how do I get into these jobs? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about as we move forward. Another important statistic is that 75% of resumes are rejected before they reach the hiring manager. What this means is that once you submit your profile, there's an AI bot which is scanning your profile. And it is very important for you to create a profile which gets through this system. And remember, the reason we create a profile is just to land an interview. Once you land an interview, the use of the profile is very limited. So 75% of resumes are rejected before even they reach a human being or the hiring manager. And only about 5 applicants out of hundreds actually earn a face-to-face interview. So these are some alarming statistics, and the reason I'm sharing these statistics with you, and you might be thinking, what do I need to do with these? The reason I'm sharing these statistics is because if your job search strategy is not aligned, then you're going to end up facing failures and frustration. So your job search strategy has to align to the changing market conditions. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of frustration and desperation and failure resulting in the impact that we just discussed. So what I'm going to talk about now, this new little known unlock high paying secret jobs. This system is a shortcut around all the job search challenges. This is a system which will take you step by step from wherever you are right now and handhold you towards achieving a job, towards landing a job which is aligned to your passion, purpose, and financial goals. This is a very simple system which can fast track your path towards your dream job. So let's get into the system and see how it works and what are the different components of the system. Are we all ready? Right. Keep a pen and a paper because you might want to take some notes and refer to those notes when you get about your job search. So let's just delve deep right in and go forward. So unlock high paying secret jobs. This is a system to fast track your search for the job you love. This system essentially has 3 steps. So the first step is called crack the deal busters. The second step is discover and unlock access. And the third step is stamp your authority. If done right, all of these 3 steps lead to one destination, which is landing your dream job. So let's go through these 3 steps one by one and understand what are these steps. So the first step is crack the deal busters. And if I have to sum it up in one line, then it basically means identify your non-negotiables. What does this mean if we elaborate that a little bit more? It means that you have to create a list of must-haves. So you need to understand what is it which is not working in your current job and what are some non-negotiable factors in your new job. And remember that this is not a list which will be common to everybody because each person is unique. So your must-haves have to be unique. But it is absolutely essential for you to know your must-haves. There are primarily just 2 factors that we all think about when we are switching a job. Now, one of the factors is the role. And the second factor is my salary. And if we think that those two are kind of aligned to what we want, we don't even think twice before analyzing or thinking if that is aligned to our larger goals, larger vision, and larger must-haves. So even before we start looking for a job, do create a list of must-haves, and this could be a list which is like 50, 20, 25, things in that list. The next step is you have to identify where your interests, skills, and value come together. And if we do this step right, then we actually find a job which is aligned to your purpose, your passion, and your long-term vision of what you want to do in life. Interestingly, after we do this exercise, some of my clients realize that where they are right now is not the place where they want to be in the long term. And their interests and their passion lie somewhere else. So that gives you a aha moment, and you understand why is it that you've not been enjoying your career so far. So this gives you an opportunity to realign and see if we need to take different steps to start moving in a direction which is slightly different from where you are. So we should be open to that aspect as well. The third thing is we all need to know what is our purpose. So, craft your purpose, and your purpose becomes the anchor. It is the anchor to which you come back during your times of distress, during your times of confusion. Whenever we have a question, are we moving in the right track? You come down to this purpose. So once you finalize your purpose, the navigation to that purpose can change over a period of time, but the long-term vision of you and your life remains the same. So it's important for everybody to have that purpose. This also helps you to be very clear and move forward with a clear mind towards your goals. And the next thing, again, very important, is your why. Why is this purpose important for you? What is it behind this purpose, which is essential for your existence and which gives you that happiness? And what happens when you do this right? When you do this right, you move from an ordinary to an extraordinary way of finding your next job. So from actually getting into what is available, you move on to actually figuring out what is it that you want, and then start moving towards that. You set forth on this journey with clarity, and then you can evaluate all your opportunities to make sure you're making the right choice. Finally, your next job is aligned with your passion and purpose. So the entire process of identifying your non-negotiables helps you have more information in hand. And with more information comes clarity and control. And the feeling of overwhelm and desperation and frustration, it slowly moves away when you know that you have the right choices in front of you. You will create those choices and then you will choose from one of them. So you definitely have more information and control to take the right decisions. Let me give you a case study of one of my clients who landed his dream job. So one of my clients had been in the same organization for over a decade. He was doing pretty well and he was not in a desperation state. And he knew that, he'd been there for so long that it was getting very comfortable and familiar in that organization. And deep inside, he knew that moving job would be better aligned to his overall growth. But he was unclear about what he was looking for. So we sat down, we did the brainstorming that I have just shared, and we identified his purpose, his long-term vision, and the gaps in his current job. We created a list of expectations from his next job by evaluating about 20 to 25 aspects of what would be his ideal next job. Now, he had absolute clarity by the time we finished this exercise, and he could actually create a set of questions which would help him to get that information. So armed with clarity and supported with a list of questions, he went about applying, and when he got into the interviews, he asked the right questions to the right stakeholders, and he got answers. He equipped himself with all the information. He made the right choice, and then he landed a job that was absolutely aligned to his requirements. Great. So let's move to the next step of the system, which is about discovering and unlocking access. Now, this part of the system is about the 80% of the jobs which are not posted on the job market. So how do we go about discovering those jobs. And once we discover those jobs, how do you make yourself available for those jobs and how do you get shortlisted for those jobs? And the essence of this step is basically about creating and managing outreach. So let's explore that a little bit more. When we are creating and managing outreach, and when you're entering the job search process, it is important to be very clear about where are you spending time. Now, I have questions, and I know some of my clients before they started working with me, they were spending their time doing all the wrong things. When I say the wrong things, they are in the job search process and they are related to your job search, but they're not the 20% which will give you the 80% results. So we have to identify the right task which need to be done at the right time, which will give you the maximum output. Then the next step is you have to find the right organizations and the right people who will help you reach those organizations. So when I say the right organizations, they are not the typical organizations which you just, which probably you have heard about or which your friends are talking about and, which your friends are probably enjoy working in. So remember that the right organization or a great organization might not necessarily be the right and a great organization for you. So you have to create a list of 20 to 25 organizations where you would like to work. And the organizations which could satisfy some of your must-haves that you have identified in the previous list, right? And then the right people are the people who probably are in your current network or the people who are connected to your network, or they are a set of new people who you are reaching out to very strategically to get exposure to those hidden opportunities and the hidden market. Then we create a very strategic relationship map. Now, what does it mean? It means that we actually put it down on a paper. It could be an Excel sheet or it could be a piece of paper as to how are you going to leverage your network to reach these hidden jobs. Now, hidden jobs essentially means that they are jobs which exist, and also it means the jobs that could be created for you. Remember that great organizations and good organizations and progressive organizations are always open for hiring. If they get a solid profile, and if you can convince them that you are the right fit for their organization, they'll create space for you. They'll push down some positions for a later time and probably hire you. So you need to be very clear about what is it that you can offer, and is that offer really aligned to what the organization needs? And then who are the people who are going to help you discover those hidden jobs? So that is all that we do in creating the strategic map. So once you have created your outreach, you have identified the right people, you have created a kind of a map. Now the process starts of nurturing these relationships. And it's not just about what can you do for me, it's also about what can I do for them. So it always has to start from what can I offer to my relationships and what can I offer to my people in my network. So we have to nurture and leverage relationships and slowly build your brand around the profile that you think you are going to apply for. So when we do this step right, you create a long-term career and not just a short-term job. You start building relationships that can be leveraged during your job search. You have the right kind of people in your network. What this means is you don't want a similar kind of people in your network. So when you are expanding your network, you might want a mix of recruiters, HR people, SMEs, people that you follow, people in the organization that you would want to be in. So it has to be a very diverse set of people in your network. And you then finally, if done right, discover the high-paying secret jobs with no or very little competition. Now, I would just like to elaborate on this a little bit more. Like I told you before, if there is an open job in the market and there are 200, 300 profiles coming for the same job opportunity, and the person who's reviewing those profiles sometimes is overwhelmed with the number of responses. So he literally has to look through 200, 300 profiles for one job opening. And, the hiring manager typically spends about 5 to 6 seconds to see if the profile matches the requirement. So that's the reason I said that your profile has to be extremely smart. Now, with the hidden jobs, the fun and the best part about that is that there is no competition because there is hidden, nobody's applying for those jobs. And if you come to know of that job, then you are probably the only person who will be referred to and who will be interviewed. And so you have a much, much larger probability of landing that job if you can do all the steps right. So you see, you are actually coming out of the competition and you become your own competitor at that point of time. So that's the beauty of discovering these high paying secret jobs and then applying and getting through to those jobs. And as you keep building your brand, you build a brand aligned to your future role. This is also extremely important. So anything that you do on the social media has to be aligned with where you want to go and what kind of role you want to land. Now I have a very special gift for you since you are in this masterclass, and if you are with me right now, then I'm hoping that it is useful whatever I have shared, and there is still one more step which is extremely important, and I'm going to take you there just in a minute. But if you're serious about your job search and you've been trying and it's not working out for you, and it's really urgent in the sense that you still have time to find your job search, to find your dream job, but you do want to find it and you want it to be aligned to your passion and purpose, and you want to take an action now, then I want to offer you a gift. The gift is in the form of a very special one-on-one Become a Job Magnet coaching session with me. Now, these are very limited slots that I open up in my calendar for the people who either attend my live webinars or who attend my masterclass. So what will we do in this session? In this session, we're going to do three things with you. First, we'll crystallize your vision of a perfect career and your non-negotiables for your dream job. Then we'll identify the showstoppers and the challenges that probably you're facing right now, which are slowing you down, and you're probably not seeing any job opportunities, or you're not able to clear your interview. So we'll identify what's happening and what is the root cause behind all of this. And then we'll create an action plan that will help you get started on this path. So if you're really serious and committed, then I would appreciate you can go ahead and book a call with me, and I'll call you at the time that you select. We'll have a very engaging conversation, and you leave this session renewed, re-energized, and inspired to finally believe that you can find the job of your choice and then achieve the career and life that you truly deserve. Now, I repeat, this is only for you if you're serious about your job search. It's not a chit chat session because I'm giving this absolutely free. So I definitely want people who are interested to be coached and who do want to find the dream job of their life. So go ahead and book a call. This is where you can find me. This is my scheduling page, my calendar. It's www.engagetotransform.com/appointment. You can make a note of this and just go ahead. My calendar opens. You can choose a slot of your convenience, book a slot, and I'll call you at the time that you have set for yourself. So let's keep moving forward, and let me walk through the third and the final step of my system. Okay, I have a case study before that of how one of my clients actually landed a job based on the strategic approach that we took. So for one of my clients, we went through the list of the organizations which were right for him. We identified, the kind of people that he would have to reach out to be able to land that job. And slowly he started building relationship because he was doing all of this when he still had a job in hand. So, like I said, it's imperative that you approach your job search while you still have time. And then, one of the people that he had built a relationship with in his organization, opening happened, which was aligned to what he wanted. And then he came to know immediately about it. So he was referred by one of the people, and he very soon landed a job. So, and I must really appreciate him because he had all the skills. We had worked on his mindset. We had worked on his internal chatter that a lot of times stops you. So he was able to overcome all of that and just go forward with it. And this has happened during the COVID times. And the beautiful thing is he has landed one job and he's also getting calls for other jobs. So suddenly he sees interviews raining, and he has so many options now from where he could possibly decide, and he's still undergoing that process. So So this is how, creating and managing your outreach could be the factor for you to discover those hidden jobs. So let's move to the third step, which is about stamping your authority. So we've covered crack the deal busters, identify the non-negotiables. We've also discussed about how to create and manage your outreach. Now the process, suppose you have got a call, your profile is brilliant, it has helped you being shortlisted and you're sitting across the table. So now you have to approach the rest of the process from a position of strength. And what does that mean? It means that you should be able to run interviews like a pro. You should actually understand the mindset of the interviewer. Interviewers are very, very, very busy people. Now they're doing multiple things, and when they are with you, and especially during COVID times, it's probably over a telephone call or it's a video call. So they have left a lot of their work and they have come to interview you. So you have to understand where that person is coming from, and your answers have to be such that they get excited about you and they create a bonding with you during that interview process, and they can visualize you working for them and helping them. So this is how you have to run interviews with them. You have to also then learn the tricks to get your dream compensation. There's always money in the organization. So if you're approaching a big organization, then they have a lot of money. And I have worked there, so I understand that there are bands at every designation and there are obvious constraints. But if you are fit for a role, trust me, the negotiation can always happen. Then you have to be, equipped with the tools and templates. Everything that I have spoken about, there are tools and templates to make the entire process easy for you. And then you should enjoy the process. It should be simple and fun instead of being frustrated, overwhelmed, and emotionally drained. So what happens when you do this right? You're constantly selling yourself and building your value over the entire interview process. Remember that your brand becomes visible, and who you are starts, from the first call that you have with the recruiter. So from that time until you get your job offer and negotiate and close the deal, every step of the way, you have to sell yourself. You cannot afford to do anything which is not showing you in the right perspective. So always remember that. Then you should know, when you do all of this right, you know exactly how to answer the most common interview questions. You are considered the perfect fit for the job, and you negotiate a compensation that you totally deserve, right? So it helps you to reach your financial goals, your financial freedom, and the dream that you've always been wanting. So, one more case study that I just quickly want to share about the negotiation and how you can still get money after you have received your offer letter. So, a client of mine got a job in his dream organization. He did get the offer letter. It was interesting. It was good. It was attractive. But based on the fitment and the value that he had created so far, we knew that there was more money on the table and that he could negotiate to add more to his current offer and the compensation. So, I kind of coached him and we discussed, and then he went ahead and had those discussions. And it was really very, very heartening to see that in spite of being told that the initial offer was the best, he was able to add a significant amount to the compensation that actually helped him reach the figure that he had in mind. So he was able to reach that figure, and it was a dream come true for both of us, right? Great. So in a nutshell, what Unlock High Paying Secret Jobs does is that it is the fastest method to reset and rewire. So you can overcome all your gremlins that have jeopardized your growth so far. You create your purpose so that you know exactly what can keep you going undeterred for a long time. You identify the non-negotiators of your next job so you don't have to search for a next job very soon. You create strategic outreach so you can leverage your selected relationships for landing jobs that no one even knows about. You can ace your job interviews so you say exactly what your interviewer wants to hear. And then you master negotiation techniques that will help you confidently demand and negotiate a compensation that you totally deserve. And all of this without getting frustrated, exhausted, and overwhelmed in moving towards your goals. So if you want to stop wasting time, you want to stop trying to figure it out for yourself, then I would invite you to a call with me. Like I said previously, this is for the people who are serious about their job hunt and you want to talk to me and discover what's stopping you and how can you take it forward. So if you want to land a dream job in the next 6 weeks, then I invite you. I have already shared this and I'll share the URL again. You can go to www.engagetotransform.com/appointment, fix an appointment with me, and I'll call you back and we'll have a very engaging and interesting conversation. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on deepa@engagetotransform.com. That's my mail ID. You can write to me or you can find me on LinkedIn, Deepa Chandrasekharan, and we can connect and talk about it, and I can be a facilitator in your job search and help you land that dream job very, very soon. So thank you so much for being with me. To kind of wrap it up, if you decide to work with us, we'll personally help you create a winning game plan to find your dream job, coach you to build a personality that is aligned to the new job and your new way of living. We'll help you acquire all the skills that are needed to make the entire process simple and seamless. We'll equip you with the right tools and templates and handhold you and support you through every step of the process so that you can become a job magnet, land your dream job with a great salary in 6 weeks or less. Again, few slots available. Go ahead and book a call and I'll be happy to talk to you. So thank you so much for being with me in this masterclass. I hope it was useful, insightful. I'll be happy to hear your feedback. You can find me on LinkedIn or just mail me and I'll be happy to have a conversation. Thank you so much. All the best. Stay safe and wish you a very, very, very successful job search. Bye-bye.